I remember those days when I was coming to work and I loved my job, yet I felt everything that I was doing seemed to be well known. The tasks, the processes, the results, I could do that job with the closed eyes. And the most important part that was missing for me is being excited about my job, is being all in to the point where it challenges me. So it felt to me that I was stuck in a predictable, well-known, well-outlined routine. And I didn't know how to break through, what is next for me, how to move forward. And I want to share this story because you may find yourself in the same situation. Whether we are in jobs or whether we are running businesses, sometimes we come to a point of feeling stuck, feeling that we've arrived to the point where there needs to be a change, there needs to be a pivot. And looking for ways, looking for opportunities, and looking for new challenges to advance, to get to the next level. And that's exactly what I had to do. And that's exactly what I want to help you to do. Hello and welcome. My name is Jana Masik. I am the host of this LinkedIn broadcast, Powering Unique You. And today it's all about giving you some insights on what I did that helped me to pivot and advance, that helped me to get to the next level, that helped me outline what exactly my next step is going to look like and how can I get there. And hopefully it will help you as well to map out your next step and arrive at that and achieve your goal. I'm so excited to be here with you, and I'm very grateful for you, and I'm very grateful for this platform that connects us and provides new opportunities for each one of us. So today, as you're joining in, I want to say hello and welcome. So please let me know where you're coming from. Please let me know how you're doing. This Monday morning, let's crush our goals. Let's revive our energy and let's rededicate ourselves to really push through all the challenges that are in front of us so we can achieve our goals and we can achieve the success that we want in our life and in our careers. So today, I'm really, really honored to be here with you and chat about what have helped me to make the pivot and to make that advancement, that leap from a position of being stuck, being in a way miserable in my job and predictable job and being in that routine that was very mundane for me and was draining me very much, to that next level, to the next level of being compensated almost double, and also being more challenged, being more expected of being grown more and absorbing more and learning more. So that really is requiring three important foundations that I glanced back and I said, these are really the three important foundations that have helped me. And I want to share those three robust foundations with you that can help you advance. And I believe that in this life, when we feel stuck, this is a time to advance. This is a time to grow. This is a time to develop. And in fact, our advancement is a lifelong journey. I see it that as advancing, we need to be lifelong learners. We need to be lifelong mentors. And we also need to look at this journey as exciting journey that gives us energy and that supports others as well. So let me know, how are you doing today? Elena, my dear friend, thank you so much for joining in. Happy Monday to you. I'm so happy to see you here, my friend. So today, those 3 foundations have really, really made a big difference. And I hope that me sharing them with you can give you some insights and give you some framework that you can apply to your career. Whether you are in a job in the corporate world and you want to advance to go to the next level, or you are running your business and you want to still grow and develop and get yourself to the next level in your business. So number one I define as competence. And competence is really what you do. So if you look at it, it is your summary of your professional achievements, your professional knowledge, your skill set. And they're divided by 3 categories that fall into that. It is what you do. And I say, if you look at it from the perspective as many people, they exercise and they put a lot of effort and they put a lot of energy in developing their professionalism, their professional skills. They're getting their degrees, they're getting their achievements and their certifications. So it's almost like pumping out your upper body, right? Your muscle of your brain, your like big shoulders, your big person. You're constantly, every day, you're pumping out, you're exercising your professional side of who you are. And there are 3 layers to that are important to this foundation to really serve you. And I say many of us are putting a lot of effort into that foundation naturally because we want to be successful, because we want to do the great job that we're doing. So number 1, out of that foundation of competence of what you do, your professional arena, so to speak, is your skill set, your knowledge, your abilities, your degrees, your experience. All of that is so important. And a lot of people, as I say, put emphasis in it and grow that, and they want to achieve good results in their professionalism. Now, the second layer to that foundation is creativity. And that is a different layer, though. It's originality. It is being unique. So you may have the skill set, the diplomas, you may have the experience, yet you bring a unique perspective. You bring your originality to solve a specific problem. You bring your personality into that. And that is very important. And then the third layer is your compensation, is basically how you see yourself being worth of what you are being compensated for your work, skills, knowledge, experience. And what happens is many people, and I experienced that myself, that we are conditioned to being compensated in a certain bracket. And what I found out is if you put the price tag, like you go to the store, Elena, and Laura, I'm so happy to see you here too. Good morning from New York. I'm so happy to see you. So you go to the store, Laura, in New York, and you want to get yourself a nice outfit. You come into the store, you found the best outfit that you really love. And you might think to yourself, your budget might be to pay $300 for it because it's really great. And then you look at a price tag and it's $150. And you're going to pay the price that is on the price tag for that outfit, although in your mind you thought, this is really worth $300. It's a great deal. So you're not going to even blink and get that because that's exactly what you want. Well, sometimes you and I as professionals, our skill set, our capacity, our knowledge, our experience may have much higher price tag or much higher worth than we price ourselves. And this is so important because we underprice ourselves and we put a tag on ourselves, and that's whether you're negotiating a salary or whether you're negotiating, your deal for your business, for what your service is worth. And once you put that tag on yourself, really, Laura, you're not going to go and give a cashier $300, right? That price tag that's what you're going to get. You're going to pay for that. So it's the same with us. So sometimes I want to challenge you that, are you putting the right price tag on yourself, on your professional ability, skill set, and your value that you're delivering? And that is really important question to this foundation of your competency, of your professional development. And it's been something that I've been challenged with myself, because when I moved to the United States and when I had my first interview, I didn't even know that I need to explore. And I thought I'm going to ask, $15 an hour, and it's a pretty good pay, so to speak, for coming into the country, being brand new and not really being acclimated to the environment. And guess what? That's exactly what I got paid. And of course, I've got raises and promotions along the way. But the point is that sometimes we underprice ourselves significantly. So it is an exercise that maybe speaking to other people in the industry, maybe speaking to finding some mentors and brainstorming, maybe finding a coach or finding people who are in a similar professional industry and looking for ways of, what value do you bring? What problems can you solve? And how can that value be transferred to you being fairly compensated for what you deliver? So that is, I feel, really made a big difference. And when I started seeing that as I grow, as I advance, as I develop, as my skill set develop, my experience grows, I need to rethink of what I charge for my service. I need to rethink what my value truly worth, and not to stay in that limitation of what you think you might worth. So that's really made a big difference in my life and in my career, and I think and I hope that can apply to you as well. Lisa, good morning from Boulder, Colorado. Thank you for this wonderful information, my friend. Thank you for joining today. I'm so happy to see you here. Say hello as you're joining in. Today is really my practical, experiences and things that I have learned along the way is something that I want to pour into you, and hopefully you get one nugget. And if you do get one nugget, one that really, this is great, please write it down, implement it in your life. And also, I would love if you share it with the community on LinkedIn and just put in to say, this is what I loved about this episode, and share it with others so others can also get some help with that. So we're talking about 3 foundations, robust foundations, important foundations to help you accelerate, to help you advance, whether you're advancing in your job or you're advancing in your business. And the first foundation, we talked about competence, your professionalism, your professional skill set. And this is something most of us exercise. So look at it is, I have great big shoulders. Also physically, I don't, but in my professional career, I have a big shoulders. I am so strong. I know a lot of things. I got a lot of experience. Now, the second layer, the second foundation is the most important. The first is really good. You need to have it, and most of us pay attention to that. And the second layer, what happens is, the second foundation is your confidence. And I define it as, it is who you are. So if the first foundation is what you do, the second foundation is who you are. And what happens is, most of us, you and I, we put so much energy, so much effort into developing of what we do, then we completely neglect development of who you are, of who we are. And we have this big giant with the big chunky hands and shoulders and upper body with a tiny bottom and a tiny legs. They're barely holding that giant and not really making a big progress, because when the wind blows or something happens, how far will your tiny legs gonna take you? And I see that all and in and all again when I talk to people, when I speak with women, especially women. I feel as women, we are so dedicated to, fulfilling our roles, being best at what we can be at work, also being best that we can be at home, whether you're a mom or your spouse, or you're just, have friends. You're fulfilling all these roles, and not too many of us are recharging, refueling, and putting effort and emphasis in strengthening our core foundation of who you are. And that is absolutely related to your confidence. So what happens is we have this, like you've heard, imposter syndrome. You have this great achievements, yet internally you doubt yourself. If you're truly who you are on paper, if you're truly who you are, that other people see you, because we neglect that personal development, that strengthening of our internal foundation of who we are. And that really ties into clarity. I believe that what happens is we are conditioned to live in a society with certain expectations placed on us, whether it is to go complete an education and follow through certain career path, or, getting married or having children, certain conditions that map out. And we tend to fall into serving expectations of others more than gaining the internal clarity. So I feel if you lack clarity in who you are, what your mission, what your vision for your life, what is that you really enjoy doing, and what is that you really want to create in your life, it is going to put you into that second, so to speak, place. And you're going to focus on all of these outward things, all of these achievements, instead of focusing on strengthening yourself from within. And that second foundation has 3 layers too that I want to share with you, because it is so important. And I see so many women, and the reason why I'm so passionate about it, because over the past several months, I've met many women on LinkedIn that have great education, great degrees, great skill set. They're most intelligent, amazing women. Yet they're staying in the entry job over a decade. And they do not know how to get out of it. They do not know what's next for them. And they don't really know what the next step may even look like. And that breaks my heart. And that's the biggest reason why it fuels me to hopefully serve. If you are in that situation, or if you know someone that is in that situation, to hopefully serve and give you some tools to overcome it. And the tools that I found is not in the first foundation, is not in your competencies and skills. It is in your second foundation, is your confidence, who you are, and knowing and having clarity about your personal strengths. Not as much as professional strengths, but your personal strengths. And those 3 layers, number 1 is consciousness. Number 1 is so important because it is your awareness of where you are. It is tied into your clarity of where you want to go. Because if you are in a cycle of just surviving, of just running this race like a rat in a wheel, you are not stopping and thinking. And I tell you, I've been there, where I found myself just running that race and trying to survive, whether it is to get my job done, to get my house situated, to get my kids fed and, acclimated, to get the bills paid. And it's just unending. When you're in that kind of a feeling, you are operating unconsciously. I found that I was operating unconsciously and I was not happy. I was not fulfilled. I was frustrated. I was aggravated. And none of that really serve you. None of that help you to advance. So the best thing to do is to pause and to start asking yourself questions. Where am I? Am I happy? Where am I? What is holding me back? And most of the times it is not as much as environment, although environment affects us, but it is what we've created unconsciously within by giving power to everything else and everybody else and not strengthening our core foundation. So it is asking questions of, where am I? Am I happy? Where am I? Why are things triggering to me? Why am I frustrated with my life? How can I change? What can I do to make a difference in my life? How can I claim my power back to exercise or to take care of myself or to take a break or to find a way that's going to recharge me so I can gain clarity of where I want to go? And when you start gaining clarity of where is that you want to go, that pathway is going to become more and more open and intuitive for you. Because when you're just in survival mode and you're just running, you're not taking time to ask yourself questions, gain the self-awareness, self-reflection, and mapping out your next step, you're just going to remain in that wheel. So that mapping out that next step, the clarity of where exactly you want to go, is important because that's going to help you advance. Because then you start asking questions. Well, what am I missing? What do I need to learn? Who do I need to connect with? Who do I need to find to help me to advance to that next level? What is it going to look like for me on that level? When you start asking yourself those questions, then you start detaching yourself from your current situation, from giving power away, and start claiming that power back to say, well, wait a minute, I need to maybe go and gain this knowledge, or maybe I need to start doing this particular thing or gain this skill set, or maybe I just need to take a month to myself to just refuel and recharge. Right now, I feel most of us are drained emotionally and mentally through this COVID situation. So that is important, your consciousness. Now, second layer is your character. Your character is, again, who you are, and your character tied into your charisma. It is your core belief in yourself. It is how you see yourself and how you appreciate yourself. And most of us, we negate ourselves, especially women. We compare ourselves. We think we're not good enough. My physical appearance is not great. I speak that is not that well, or this or that. We just find so many flaws in ourselves, and we constantly negatively talk to ourselves. So that is a great layer, a great opportunity for you to start embracing who you are, developing your character to love yourself, and also developing charisma. Because you know what? Those people that love themselves and appreciate themselves for who they are, and it's different from arrogance, but those who know that they do have value, they're on this earth for a reason, and they embrace who you are with all of this unperfectness, right? None of us are perfect, but there's a difference between negating yourself and beating yourself up to the saying, I've given this vessel, I've given this body, I've given this ability, it's a gift, and let me embrace this. And how can I nurture myself to develop the best character and also develop charisma? So interesting thing that is happening when you start working on your charisma, on developing and loving yourself and embracing who you are, you become attractive in the internal way. So other people start getting interested about what is happening. There is a shift happening because That shift creates confidence that is illuminated from within. It is not something that you can fake. It is something that you start working on one step at a time, and you start strengthening yourself. So it's like, okay, we've been exercising this, our professional abilities and strengths and diplomas and everything else for years. Now our legs and our bottom is very weak. So now let's start exercising them, who we are. Let's start thinking about how can we every day start exercising our legs, stretching them, maybe going for a walk first. We don't go around a marathon in a day, but slowly but surely every day, if you start thinking about that, you need to exercise your core, you need to exercise your legs so they can carry you for a long run, so you can advance and achieve what you want to achieve. That is going to make a big difference. So then you become more balanced person, because what happens is you have all of these achievements in the professional realm, but you have all of this self-doubts, self-negate, self-defeatist thoughts and perceptions of yourself on the personal side, and you are imbalanced person. And people know it and they sense it, and they are like, well, something is off. And that's why many women are held back from promotions, from achieving the things, because they're unsure about their personal capacity of going after their dreams. Sometimes professionally, they've achieved everything, they checked all the marks, but personally, we have not exercised ourselves enough. So it is so important. So confidence would include consciousness, will include a layer of your character, your charisma, and the third layer is so important. It is courage. And courage is so important. So the courage is going to help you to get from that doubt, self-negate, self-negative discussion or self-talk, into moving yourself from that box that you put yourself in toward where you can achieve things that are beyond your imaginations. And that courage takes determination. It takes resilience, and it takes you to make a choice and decision to move yourself toward that direction. And the courage in different areas may look differently. So maybe it takes a lot of courage for you to go out and talk to people that you don't know, that are 1, 2, 3 layers above you. And you are terrified by what those people may tell you. Maybe they tell you no. Maybe they tell you they don't want to talk to you. The courage of putting your thoughts and your lessons out there, and that is a big step. The courage of getting on the video and actually talking about what you learned on your journey, knowing that by doing that you can serve others, but you also stretch yourself significantly. That requires a lot of courage. And the things that's fearful and scary for you, those things that's going to keep you in a box, those things that's going to keep you being weak in your core and in your legs, those things that's going to tell you, oh, just lay on the sofa, you don't need to exercise, you've got all of these accolades of professional development, you don't need to really personally step out of your comfort zone. So I want to encourage you to just be more courageous and define what it may look like. You know, it may look like just maybe one step a week. Just do something courageous once a week that is uncomfortable, that is a little bit fearful to you. And by doing that, you're going to stretch yourself. You're going to force yourself to grow, because then you can see that you can do things that before were absolutely outside of your comfort zone. And that's going to increase your confidence. Then you're going to say, wow, look at me. I've done so great. So Victoria, my friend, good morning. I'm so happy to see you. I love your new picture, Victoria. You look fantastic. Douglas, well said. We must have a vision before we have goals. That's important. Thank you, Douglas, for agreeing. I really love that. Douglas saying, so inspiring. That is incredible discussion. So glad I'm listening to this. I'm so glad you're tuning in, Douglas. Thank you so much for your encouragement. And Victoria saying, we all have so much baggage to get through sometimes before being able to believe in ourselves. It does take work. It does take work, Victoria, but it's very rewarding work. And the thing that sometimes we don't see the significance in it because we are so blinded by the thoughts that we just need to achieve it in our jobs, achieve in our roles. And that work is then become overlooked. And again, we get these giants, big muscles on the top and tiny legs on the bottom. So that's not healthy. So let's break that pattern and make our whole selves healthy. So here you are. So the two layers we just covered. Number one is your competence, is what you do, your professional, your accolades, your experience. Number two is your confidence, is who you are, is your core, your foundation. And then number three is equally important to who you are and often neglected by many of us, is our connections. So here you are. We are healthy. Let's say we have balanced it miraculously, that we are good, energized on the top. We're good, strengthening on the bottom. We're ready to conquer the world. And we are there by ourselves. And that's just not going to work very well. So the third foundation is so important and many times overlooked, unless you're in sales. If you're in sales, you're kind of forced to build your connections because you have to sell something. Well, guess what? Each one of us are in sales. Each one of us, no matter what we do, we're going to have to sell, whether our services, whether our, what we do for jobs, whether it is in our business, we all are in sales, and we all need to embrace that we need to widen our network and strengthen our connections around us. And I see that as also considering surrounding yourself with people who you want to be like. And this is a big mistake that many of us make because we get comfortable. Again, it's a comfort zone. We get comfortable with our little circle. We get to know those people. They may not be serving us or pushing us hard to go to the next level, yet we're comfortable there. And it's all good. And why would I go and stretch myself beyond to go find some other connections or other circles? Well, you're going to remain in that circle that you've created for yourself, and you're only going to grow that as far as that circle. So in order for you to grow and again advance in your career or advance in your business, you're going to have to find this circle of people that are higher levels than you are, that are doing incredible things, that you're just looking at those things and say, unbelievable, I can never see myself even imagine doing those things. Well, guess what? When you find those type of connections and when you foster those type of relationship, slowly but surely you get pulled toward that direction. You get pulled upwards, not downwards by negative thoughts and complaints and misery, but by aspiration, encouragement, and drive that can help you advance. So that is so important. And this is something that, again, you have to do consciously. You have to create a list of people you would love to connect. Someone that I've met online and I've heard his presentation, John Ruhlin, he's created this idea of giftology. He's created this idea of giving a very different, unique gift to people. And he said it took him sometimes 5 to 10 years to build a bridge to a person that he had on his list that he wanted to connect with. And after 5 to 10 years of finding a way to connect with that person, now he has a relationship and he has an opportunity to collaborate and have discussions with that person. That blew my mind. I said, I need that kind of strategy. Most of us, let's say, don't think that way. So it is important. And then listening to that, I said, wow, this is phenomenal. But it requires seeing longer term, seeing bigger picture, seeing what are the people that are absolutely outside your reach, and how can you find a way to serve them, find a way to add value to them, find a way to bridge that gap and get closer, and maybe one day to have a conversation with that person. And when you see that, when you envision that, when you write it down, it will most likely happen. When you don't see it and you don't believe it and you don't even have it in your mind, well, guess what? It is not going to happen for sure. So I'll say yes, connections are important. And let's talk about the 3 layers in the connection foundation. So number 1 is collaborations. Collaborations, I say projects outside of your main job, outside of your main activities that you're doing for work, whether it's business or you're in the corporate world. Collaborations are different, that you create projects or relationships with people that you're not typically working with. And that gives you exposure to work with different types of people and to build those type of relationships that you would normally build. Because when you remain in that one circle of your job or your business and your team, you limit yourself to just that circle. So then when you create different collaborations, of course, you have to be mindful of your time and energy, but think about what's going to serve you well, what is aligned with your value, what is aligned with your mission, and look for those type of collaborations. They're very valuable. Then second layer is contribution. And contribution is, think about how can you give your time or your expertise or your energy or your knowledge as a volunteer. Can you volunteer for a cause? Can you volunteer to serve on a board? And can you do something that is really fueling that core of who you are, that is apart from your professional? Maybe it's somewhat tied to your professional. Maybe it's somewhat of in alignment with your industry, but it's really giving you that sense of that you matter. You're giving your energy and knowledge to some cause that really is important to you and that makes difference in the world. That is really valuable. And then the third layer is community. Community is important because you can join the community and learn together with others, especially the communities that thrive and look for growing in a specific direction or learning a specific skill. Or you can create your own community, like Laura. Here you go. You're saying, love how you break down layers of foundation. By doing so, one can see visually of what to work on. You always surround yourself with people who know more than you and instills a great mindset. Thank you, Laura. But Laura, here you go. You are creating community in New York of going out there and sharing these beautiful places, these beautiful people that live in that community, and you creating a sense of unitedness. And I'm watching it from far away from Jacksonville, Florida, and I'm just admiring the view. I'm admiring the conversations, and I'm in a sense feeling that I'm a part of that community. So you keep doing what you're doing and keep creating these beautiful stories about the town that you live and you love so much. So community is to find and form your tribe. You find some tribe that is already there that you can join, that can help you, again, pull you up, elevate you, encourage you, inspire you, or you can start creating a tribe or community on your own. And people that will join you for your cause, that you can deliver value, that maybe you can help someone to advance to the level that where you are, right? There, we're all in different levels of growth. We're all in different levels of development. And while we're looking to grow and advance ourselves, there's always someone that is 3, 4, 5 years behind us that is looking to grow to our level so we can help them as well. So, and here you go, your 3 foundations. Your 3 foundations that I believe are important for your advancement, whether you're advancing in life, in your job, in your career, Those three foundations will serve you, will help you. Number one is your competence, your strengths, your professional abilities, is what you do. Number two is your confidence, who you are. It's your core, your strength, your legs. Let's exercise them. Let's put a lot of effort and energy into it. And number three is your connections, your circle, the people you surround yourself with, the people that whether helping you to grow or maybe you're helping those people to grow with you to the next level. Now I want to ask you to write down something today and make it a thought or a consideration for yourself this week. What success means to you. And I've been thinking about it. And the reason why I'm asking you to do that is because I've been thinking about it myself. And it's interesting how it evolves at different layers of our life, because success, it's not just a layer of our job and our career. It's a multi-layered thing, and you want to stay more balanced in life. You want to be present with your loved ones, and you want to achieve good things in your job or your business. And what success means to you will most likely be absolutely different from what success means to me. Yet sometimes we allow other people define what success means for us. So I want you to really take it within your hands and define for yourself what success means to you. Because I believe that when we are becoming balanced internally, we keep building. We keep building our competence, our professional achievements of what we do, and we keep building our confidence of who we are and growing our connections, growing our reach, growing our network and our community, so we can and you can achieve the results that you desire and deserve. And that is, my friend, today's episode of Powering Unique You for you. So if you do find value in this episode, I would really love for you to share it with your community, with your tribe here on LinkedIn, and write down what exactly stood out to you, what was helpful to you in this conversation, and what served you and what may help others as well to advance. Because I believe when we help each other grow, when we make a difference in people's lives, it is very rewarding, and we can change this world to be a better place together. So I also want to say that this upcoming month, I'm doing something special. I'm looking to work with 3 women on diving deeper on this particular framework. And there's also tied into an assessment that gives you a view of your 14 strengths in your professional sphere and 14 strengths in your personal sphere, and show you how balanced you are. So I'm doing something special this upcoming month in December. So if you think that might be something that you're interested, or someone you know that is interested, send me a note on LinkedIn, send me a DM on LinkedIn. I'll share more details with you. I'm really excited to give that opportunity to women and to serve women in a global community so we can all make a difference. Laura, again, thank you so much. I'm so happy you've been here. And Elena, you are an amazing friend. I've missed you, girl. We need to chat and connect soon. Thank you so much for showing up on this Monday morning for me and giving me your love, giving me your encouragement. I feel it so much in my heart. I'm sending all of this good energy back to you. I love you dearly, and I cannot wait to see you again soon. And you have an amazing week ahead, my friend. Bye.